welcome all of you gamblers of the YWC. If you haven't saw my recent videos, I am TheWrestlingShuffler. And the other day, I saw the wrestling news, and oh boy, I figured that the Ultimate Warrior passed away. And in this card game, I'm gonna share my cards about the story and the memory of the Ultimate Warrior. If you like to join me, share your cards down below. But for now, I'm gonna share mine. Shall we? I'll start. In my first card, I'm gonna draw the Ace of Diamonds, which to me represents the story, the first part of a story, of a small, insecure little boy from Indiana that started lifting weights. Couldn't find big cash in bodybuilding, so he joined the wrestling circuits. He blade run in Memphis, became a world-class dingo in Texas, and an ultimate warrior in the big federation. This legendary warrior was so energetic, he set an intercontinental Honky Tonk King on fire in a summer night in just 27 seconds. He was uncontrollable, untouchable, faster than lightning. To reach the Holy Grail, he faced giants, furry-man wars. It took down his ultimate challenge at WrestleMania 6, becoming the most untamed force in the wrestling industry at the time. But unfortunately, he had a rude awakening that made him spit so much angry gibberish that his brain couldn't find sense to what he was saying. He started to lose his mind, hanging around with snakes, and turn over to the dark side. Now, in my second card, I'm gonna draw the Ace of Spades, the Dark Heart, where I feel fame, glory, money, and power went over to Jim Elwick's head. Like an obnoxious, spoiled sweet scumbag, he whined and cried for a bigger spot with less effort in the sun than he probably deserved at the time. He started skipping matches, promotions. In some ways, like CM Punk, he held the company hostage, but in this case, not kayfabe. And like Steve Austin in a way, he bet the end of the boss and the fans who fed him love, adoration, and life-sized paychecks. People talk about Triple H not showing the young wrestlers support and love, but it was the Ultimate Warrior who taught him, in a way, the meaning of being buried and struggled in a match. No pedigree was gonna make Jim's Elwick humble, so in the World Wrestling Federation, after around 1992, I believe, he burst his magical bubble. The fans were starting to not trust Warrior as much anymore. He feel they let him down in some way. So he went later to World Championship Wrestling just to be the burning wreck, or a burning wreck in a house filled with trouble. My third card is gonna be the Ace of Clubs. The Ace of Clubs to me represents the time after the Renegade parody, where Ultimate Warrior became overplayed. He tried to recapture his old moment with Hogan, but just like a lightning in a tree, wonderful moments don't usually strike twice at the same time. Just look at Bret Hart's career. The Ultimate Warrior has had a lot of deserved and undeserved screw-ups. He had filed lawsuits against WWE later for his apparently Ultimate Destruction DVD he made. He made a 2-hour shoot against Hogan for him crap that some of it was unnecessary. And for who knows what reason, he decides to play the ultimate Marks move and baptize himself legally from James Elwick to Warrior. Yeah. So at this time, when I felt that a huge legend was about to fade away, other than HBK probably was assumed to fade in 1998. To my surprise, he was summoned to this year's WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014, where I believe he found peace within himself, the WWE, and gave a quite fair, justice, and wonderful speech that brightened a night worth of celebrating. After this, he returned to the WWE to give a pretty unselfish and, in my opinion, a much better warming speech for the fans, the working people in the industry, and the future legends, giving a proper goodbye, a final happy ending to his story. And then it became his turn to climb the stairways of the wrestling Evans. My final thoughts on the Ultimate Warrior and the memories I'm gonna have of him is that to me, he was an intense, arrogant, selfish, and at the same time, loving human being, just as we all can be if we faced his situations. From Jim Elwick and the Ultimate Warrior's life, I feel that he was the proof that with effort and resilience, every one of us can make a life out of our dreams. And right now, these are my cards about the Ultimate Warrior. Share your cards and thoughts down below about this. Say what you want. Join the club. You know, all that good stuff. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. You will never be forgotten. And condolences to all your family, friends, and others. Right now, the only thing I have to say is, see you next card game from me, the Wrestling Shuffler.